Hi guys, talk and drive again. This time with the final for sort of NSX video because we're almost done and it's pretty much going to be out hopefully in a week or so. Perhaps you've seen Empty Boxes video and I will sort of do a bit of driving but also do a bit of a walkthrough what this mod is. It's for regular plain old R Factor. Boo! Well, like it or not, I don't really care. It's what I do mainly, so feel free not to try it, but if you're interested in road cars in a simulation, you can have a go. Two models, the regular NSX and NSX Type R, which I have not driven yet in a video, so I'll choose that. And each car has upgrades. Not sure if the resolution is that good, so you can see this. The sounds are 192 kilohertz, which well results in slightly more accurate mixing in the game. It's nothing to do with the actual kilohertz because you don't hear the difference audibly, but how it mixes it together it sounds better. But some old systems or weird sound cards may not do that, so there is an upgrade, basically a downgrade to 44 kilohertz. For CB, yeah, I've got a real feel setting here. I don't want you to use anything else basically, but there are some other options that I haven't even tried. Each of the two regular and the R models have a tire upgrade, which they did later in the model years. So it's a smaller sidewall and a slightly wider tire, giving you a bit more grip and perhaps a nudge more of a stable understeery balance. Makes quite a difference in grip overall. Three engines, there is a regular one which is just in the base model, the slightly tickled one which they put on the first R models, and then later in 97 I think they came with the 3.2 liter instead of the 3 liter, which has more torque and power. You can choose shift methods, 3 different ones, sequential which automatically blips and lifts the throttle for you when shifting. There's the easy way, H pattern shifting. Doesn't look at anything, just accepts any shift. And then the third one uses the brilliant grinding tranny plugin from Richard Jacket. Yeah, I recommend this if you use a gated shifter, because you have to either clutch or you have to match your revs, and if not you get that unpleasant grinding sound and you have to try it again. So this is the most realistic one. You can choose all the gear ratios they had in the history of the NSX. So there's 5 speeds original, and then there are JDM, Japanese and USA ratios, different gear ratios for some reason, and different final drives. And later they went to 6 speed, and also with 2 different final drives you can select, and there's even an automatic you can try. Various limited slip differentials. At first they had sort of a preload only differential, which doesn't provide a lot of differential lock really. You can see it on the original videos. Even when Senna drives away, even in the R model, you see a lot of inside wheel spin. And post 1995 I think they came up with a more traditional differential which provided a bit more lock, I think. You can change the drive, left hand drive, right hand drive, and a couple of styling things, such nice looking wheels. Headlights up or down, and notice when you have them up you got a bit more aerodynamic drag. And level of detail, if you just want the car to look great all the time you disable it, and then otherwise it looks a lower detail the further away you view it with cameras. So this is the R installed. Okay, now I'm confused. Here it is. Oh yes, I'm in the standard here. Right, sorry. I'm getting confused in my own mod, isn't that scary? So let's do a Type R here. Various colors you can choose. White, this is the one Senna drove. Let's review the upgrades, because I want to make sure I'm shifting properly. Yes, left-hand drive. They probably didn't even sell the Type R in left-hand drive, but I'm going to do that anyway. So let's take this for a little spin at Tsukuba. Quite a nice circuit. You see them often in with most motor, what is it? The Japanese car show. Suspension, you can change the tire pressures and the alignment basically. Tire pressures, they take a couple of laps to get to their operating pressure. A good aiming point is probably about 2.3, 2.4 bars on the front and 2.7, 2.8 on the rear. The effect of the tire pressure is quite interesting. If you increase the pressure, the effective stiffness of the tire becomes more like a stiff spring. A bit like if you increase the rear tire pressure, you would basically get some sort of an effect of increasing the rear anti-roll bar, possibly giving you a bit more oversteer. But also what the higher tire pressure does is it increases a little bit the tire grip, especially at high loads. So if you really lean on the tire, it may provide a bit more grip. So that sort of counteracts the increase in spring rate basically. So it's a bit tricky to set actually. Camber, you can adjust that. More negative gives you a bit more grip, and you can change the toe in or out. So there's some scope of adjusting the handling there. Yeah, 3 turns lock to lock. Slow old style rack compared to like the Ferrari 458 with just 2 turns lock to lock. A couple of differences with the standard model. The sounds here are more bright basically because this car has less sound deadening. So when you go into the normal NSX, you'll find that it's all a bit more, not so much muted, but a bit darker. Cold tires. Basically not so much cold tires as just a bit under pressure tires. As the mod comes with all the plugins, it also comes with a player, PLR, which I recommend you use, because I think Emptybox may have used just his favorite PLR file that he always uses, which normally makes sense, but I adjusted the skid sound pitch parameters, and in this video it's a bit high-pitched, squealy, strange, and in my video it is as well, but a bit different. What I've tried to do is get a clue when the tires are locked, which is a big problem in our factory because the skid sound doesn't really change that much when the tire is locked. And what I've done here is find a way to kind of change the pitch between this happy sliding and a locked tire. Let's see if I can make it lock up. Happy, happy. You see, at the end there the pitch was higher. So the higher pitch indicates you've locked up. You also feel it in the force feedback. It gets very light if it's locked up. But that pitch is some sort of a clue if you are locking up the tires or not. Other than that, the skid sounds are somewhat generic. Not too bad here, I think, but and also if you pay attention to what I've written down in the upgrade texts. Normally what you do in most games, if they have volume controls, you put everything at 100%. What I've done here is different. What you're listening to now is the in-game volume for both the effects and the engine at 25%. And what you should see the volume slide is not so much as volume control, but more as dynamics control. So now, with 25%, you get a big difference between just cruising along at 60 miles an hour or going 140 on the straight. And the more you up these volume percentages, so you go up to 100, and then you lose the dynamics. Ooh, I locked up there. I hope you hear just a little bit of pitch increase. I felt it in my force feedback, so I hope the pitch helps it just a little bit. Anyway, the more you use, the closer to 100% volume you use, the less dynamic the sounds are. So the closer together the loudness is of going like this, 30 miles an hour, or flooring it. You don't quite hear it here because I'm also talking. But I really recommend you put on a good pair of headphones and set the volume for effects and engine both at 25%, and then turn it up so loud that basically when you go flat out on the straight, on a long straight, it almost hurts. Not quite, but you know, it's really loud. And then you appreciate, hopefully, and perhaps not, that's fine, the dynamic nature of the wind noise that really becomes very loud, and the engine screaming at high revs. And then if you enter the hairpin at 20 miles an hour, it's also quiet. And this dynamics again is quite a driving aid, I think. Thinking about what I'm saying, not driving. In my previous videos I already mentioned that the R is such a different version from the regular NSX, with a lot stiffer suspension and far stiffer dampers. Not really the car for everyday use, but it's more suited perhaps for the track, although I also quite like the original version on the track. It's quite communicative. This is a bit more edgy, a bit more quick reacting. And it's got a different final drive, so it appears to accelerate a lot quicker. It doesn't really do that because of the gears, it's more because of the weight loss, because the Type R really went on a diet. Nice and deep, it's great. It's a nice challenging little track, this Tsukuba. Best motoring is what I couldn't think of a while ago. That's those videos with Kayuchu Tsuchiya. Now I feel what it's like pronouncing my name. Impossible. All those guys racing basically sort of a top gear with a twist. They typically drive on this track. It's fairly well made, but as with so many circuits, here there's banking and now the banking is gone and I want to slide to the outside, whereas in real life the banking sort of continues and this sort of goes up, which is very strange. It doesn't really do that and then falls into the corner. But otherwise it's a fairly well made little track. Especially here, so very smooth the way the banking comes here and then there. And you can brake all the way nice and deep. This banking is perfect, but again here the banking is gone. So before you know it, you're somewhere there. It's a typical problem with many circuits is the banking doesn't come and go where it should. But anyway, it's still good fun. Short track, 1 minute 5 or something if you're doing a good lap. So you can try it over and over again. This final corner, banking very nice. So enter it too fast. And I just about that slide there was pretty nice, showing off. throttle. Why use less if you can use more?
Brakes into the corner, but I have to realize the banking will be gone, so I have to exit a bit less wide than I think. Same here, exit. Not so wide because you will run wide because of the banking. It isn't there. Ooh. Briefly locked up. I heard the pitch. Could have been inside rear. I don't even know. Very late. Running wide. Hope I get to the inside. Just a little bit. Oh, locked up. The pitch change. Just about flat out here, it's quite interesting. Break into the fives if I don't screw up. Somewhat neat, but I don't think it's quick enough. Oh yeah, 5. Not too bad. Let's switch to the wider tires and 6-speed box as I hit my camera stand. Some time left. I was also going to talk about how do I figure out what sort of levels of steering effort or brake pedal pressure are required. Install the bigger engine, please. Yes. Install the wider tires. Yes. And install a 6-speed. 6-speed. It may not even be suited. It's not like that more speeds are better. The speeds have to match the circuit, which they did fairly well. So I'm not sure if going for this 6-speed will actually be better. Just about made a high 5. High 5, he said. 35. And there we are. When you pick the upgrade for the tires, it automatically increases the brake pressure setting, because these tires provide about 4 or 5% more grip, and the brake pressure setting in the car setup is automatically sort of adjusted to a value that just about locks the tires up if you press them all the way down. I may run in the red line a bit more in 3rd gear. I already think I feel extra grip. That could be just placebo. More grip, but also a bit more understeer, because the front-rear balance of the tires is a bit more... I'll run into the rev limiter there. But then doing that for half a second isn't so much of a problem. Shifting takes a lot more time.
Yeah, just the gap is smaller. Oh, and fourth gear. Okay, I think this will be a quicker gearbox. As well as quicker tires. But also a bit more understeer here. Will take about a lap for everything to get to pressure. Oh, lock up. Nice combination there. This is a little easier now. More power, more grip. Bad lines. Already a lot quicker than my... Oh, late. That's very late. But I don't think I'm going to talk that much about calculating the operating forces of steering, and so how do I know what force feedback to set? How do I know what to use for a throttle brake pedal firmness? There is something to say about that, but what I would have to do is get a whiteboard here and draw up diagrams for you as I do 1 minute 5 laps at Tsukuba, and that's a little bit beyond really what I can do. Scrub speed off as you enter. All here, a bit too much. Got the differential. I got the engine, gearbox, but not the differential. I noticed that because I had a bit of inside wheel slip there. Let's try to get into the force. Ha! The force! Use the force, Niels. Thousandths to go, final lap. Where some inside wheel spin should have. Inside wheel spin. Oh man. I should have gone for the upgrade. But still, even with this, just the tires and the engine and the gearbox worth more than a second easily. With the diff, would have been another couple of tenths. The extra torque of the engine and a bit more grip, causing a bit more weight transfer, means the inside rear is just a bit easier to spin up. Gear ratio is not right for this. It's also probably not the best differential for drifting. Anyway guys, it will be out soon, I promise. As I execute a near perfect lift, jerk, crash combination. Stare and drive while talking there. Very sideways. Try the mod, I hope you guys like it. If you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. Listen to the sound tips, so put up the volume, try 25% volume, use the provided player files. Try to use the grinding training plugin, we'll all provide all those files. And I hope you enjoy the NSX as much as we did making them. We being Sim Anouk and myself, Niels Heusinkveld. Have a very nice weekend, nice holidays. And I'll probably be back next year with more sim racing action and pedals and all that stuff. Bye bye guys. Whoa! Oh, damage there. Sorry.